Close borders! Come on. Close borders!
Close borders!
White nation!
White nation!
Now we start deportation!
Now start deportation!
White close borders! White nation!
White nation!
We become the heirs of Martin Luther King Jr. by recognizing one another not by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. This means that people of every race, religion, ethnicity can be fully and equally American. It means that bigotry or white supremacy in any form is blasphemy against the American creed. And it means the very identity of our nation depends on the passing of civic ideals to the next generation. We need a renewed emphasis on civic learning in schools, and our young people need positive role models.
Do you think he's a role model to children in the United States?
No.
You don't?
No, absolutely not. I think that, you know, the things that are happening right now that are harmful to our nation, whether it's the breaking down of, we're going to be doing some hearings on some of the things that he purposely is breaking down, relationships we have around the world that have been useful to our nation. But I think at the end of the day, when his term is over, I think the debasing of our nation, the constant non-truth telling, just the name calling, the things like, I think the debasement of our nation will be what he'll be remembered most for, and that's regretful. And it affects young people. I mean, we have young people who, for the first time, are, you know, watching a president stating, you know, absolute non-truths, non-stop, personalizing things in the way that he does, and it's very sad for our nation.
At the beginning of his administration, you supported the president. Do you regret that now?
Well, what do you think? Look, I think people. Look, I think there were many people. I was one of those that hoped that, you know, he would rise to the occasion as president and aspire to lead our nation instead of dividing it. And, you know, it's obvious his political model and governing model is to divide. And he has not risen to the occasion. It's very evident to me. I've had personal meetings, personal dinners, personal phone calls when the staff has asked me to call over and intercede on something that was not going to happen, that was not good for our country. And I've done all those things. But yeah, at this point, realize what we're dealing with, like I think most Americans. And, you know, I've got a job as a senator to do the best that I can to check that, to check against that. You would think he would be, he would try to focus on things where there wasn't a witness, but the whole world's a witness to these untruths.
Senator,
and world leaders. You know, it's a sad place from my perspective for our nation, and I think the worst of it is going to be just the whole debasing, if you will, of our nation. I think that'll be the contribution that hurts our nation most.
You think the president's debasing the nation?
I don't think there's any question, but that's the case, just in the way that he conducts himself and goes to such a low level. I do. But look, I mean, the rest of us need to do what we can to act as statesmen and to try to move our nation ahead in a time when we have...
American spirit does not say we shall manage or we shall make the best of it. It says we shall overcome. And that is exactly what we're going to do with God's help. Thank you.